Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about understanding the importance of continuing to keep going if you're brand new to trading. Now this video will be a little different from what I normally cover as far as content, but I definitely wanted to make this video for any new traders or investors to give y'all a few pointers and strategies that you can definitely utilize in order to help improve your trading. I know it can be super frustrating the first like 6 to 7 months. We've all been there. So I just wanted to make this quick little video just to give y'all some extra motivation just to keep going. Alright, so the first thing, of course we know there's that point when you start trading where like the trades stop feeling exciting, your losses may hit harder, and you start wondering, is this even for me? Y'all, trust me, I have been there. Many of my new subscribers may not know, but those who have been here for a while, y'all know that when I first started trading, it took me literally 18 months, like 19 months for sure, to be like consistently profitable. So with that being said, it was an uphill battle to kind of get there and understand what was going on. So the elements, the features, all the things that I had to learn about investing and trading, it took time. So yeah, again, this is going to be a little bit of a jumbled video, but y'all just stick with me. So the very first thing I do want to show y'all in this video is something that if you're brand new to trading, you may not even be aware of this in Thinkorswim, but there is a chart description that you can use in order to tell you what's going on. Because I do know when you first start, you may be looking at all this and you're like, you know what, this is too much, it's overwhelming, I'm not really understanding what's going on. But I definitely want to show y'all that there is a way to understand it a little bit better, or at least to put it in plain English. So in order to get to this tab, all you would need to do is click on the left side of this beaker icon. You see where it says chart describer? Go ahead and click on it. And once you do, you'll see a pop-up of a description of what's actually going on the chart here at the very top. And we can see here, I have Apple pulled up, of course, and it says the standard deviation channel is over 21 periods, has an upper value of $204.60 and a lower of $204.38. So again, this is describing exactly what is going on the charts. Underneath that, it also tells us that the 9-period SMA is at $204.50. So now you may be thinking, okay, wait, I didn't even know this was possible. Yes, y'all, like Thinkorswim, remember I told y'all they tell you everything. Thinkorswim literally is one of my favorite platforms simply because they provide so much valuable information. You don't have to go searching for it elsewhere. This is literally telling you exactly what's going on the charts. They even tell you the last time it was updated as far as the date and the time. So essentially, the one thing you never have to do is wonder like exactly what's happening or specifically what's taking place within the market or whatever stock or ticker you have pulled up. Now, it's important to note that this does work for not only just the stocks, but ETFs as well. So let me show y'all. If I pull up QQQ, for example, I'm going to put that in here. You can see that it's still showing you a breakdown of what's going on. So it's telling you the RSI is at 76.14 and it's crossing into overbought territory greater than 70. It also tells us that the standard deviation channel is over 21 periods, has an upper value of $530.98 and a lower of $530.51. And its average volume is 1,098.58. Then underneath that is telling us the 9-period SMA is $530.66. So y'all, there is no better way for this to be a full breakdown of exactly what's going on. But to take it a step further, you can also add this information to your chart with literally a click of a button. So let me show you how to do that. You just simply click on Add Studies to Chart here at the top right. And then once you do, the exact indicators pull up. So you can see right here, this is the standard deviation. We can also see this blue line here going through the candles is going to be the simple moving average. And then here at the bottom, they pulled up the RSI. So everything literally is true based upon what they told us. They told us that it was entering into overbought territory. We can see the RSI here. Again, it's showing us it's in overbought territory for QQQ. So I don't know about y'all, but I know that if I was a brand new trader, this would literally like save the day for me because it's giving you information you may not even have been aware of. Now, I'm not saying experienced traders will like benefit from this 100% because you'll already know these things just based on price action. But again, I'm making this video for those who are brand new and like maybe having some struggles and they're like, I don't understand what's happening on the charts. This little feature right here, this little chart description is literally perfect for you. So yeah, y'all, that's the first thing I wanted to discuss in this video. So if you've never clicked on this tab, of course, I hope that you do, so that way you can get that full context and understanding. Now, I'm not sure if this feature is available in other platforms because y'all know I like to stick to Thinkorswim. But if they do offer this, then definitely take advantage of it. I think it's a really great resource in order to take the guesswork out of your trading. Now, the second thing I did want to discuss if you're brand new to trading is that sometimes there's unrealistic expectations that some people may have, and it's no fault to any new trader at all. Some people come into it thinking that they'll flip $100 into like 10K in a few weeks. Now, while that is quite possible, it is a stretch because sometimes those gains can be an unrealistic expectation or over exaggerated, and that can be caused by some of the things you may see like on social media or just even people on YouTube who may make it look like you can literally flip that money overnight. So in order to kind of combat that, the basic thing that you should know is that you can't skip over learning how to read price action and just understanding the charts. So when you understand how the market moves, you're able to make better decisions. And of course, if you can read the candles and understand price action, that's always going to play to your benefit as well. Because there's nothing better that you can do for your trading than understanding why candles move in a certain function, what it means if they hit certain key levels, what it also means if we see reversals, and how price action plays a huge part in whether or not you're going to be profitable or not. You can read the candles, you'll be able to understand why you should make certain decisions. You'll also be able to pick up on what is going to be the most beneficial for how you like to trade. Because in all actuality, a lot of new traders are just winging it or maybe just going off call outs. And again, I'm not judging anybody's decision making on doing that, but I am saying that in order to be profitable consistently, it does take a lot of strategic planning. Now, another thing in addition to that I think is super important is to have some sort of community. That way you can have at least some accountability. So it may be helpful. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but it would be helpful to at least have like a mentor. I'm not saying it has to be me. I do actually offer one-on-one sessions, but I'm not saying you have to choose me. But go to somebody that you can trust to show you exactly what you need to know in order to move forward with your trading. Because in all actuality, sometimes you do overtrade when you're brand new to it because you're trying to chase the charts, and that's never a thing to do. So if you have at least someone to show you like, hey, you may want to sit this out, or hey, maybe that setup is not the highest of probability, that will also help you kind of keep things aligned so when you move forward with your trading, you can develop that confidence. Now, another aspect of this that's super important is to shift your focus to skill building and not necessarily just focusing on profit. So it's super easy to be like really concerned with understanding the charts, obviously understanding price levels, all that stuff is good. But you want to build a playbook and stick to it. So don't just buy the dip. Know what a setup looks like for you, your style, and your pace, because all of that is super imperative. You also may want to start with simpler strategies. So you don't need 10 plus indicators. I've always said that. You can maybe start with 1 or 2 setups and work with them like a routine. So if you know, for example, that you like the ADX, RSI is cool too, but I like ADX because it measures the strength of a trend. You can master how to utilize this specific indicator and then maybe move forward with understanding the EMAs, the SMAs, or even if you want to decide to have the stochastic pulled up. Those kind of things can be developed over time. In addition to that, you also want to keep in mind that not every month will be green, and that's honestly just the truth when you're first starting. Your goal is just to learn as much as you can, master those strategies, and then profitability will come with it. So what helped me in the very beginning was being very dedicated to reading the charts. I would read them every single day. I made time to reflect after the red days. I would take small trades on purpose, then back test them to make sure that I had everything aligned for my strategies. That's the one thing that I can say is super important as a takeaway. Don't necessarily adopt someone else's strategy just because you're learning from them. Take what you specifically need for yourself to grow as a trader and then move forward with that. Because if you can stay disciplined and patient past those first 6 months, you're already doing better than most, to be honest. And if you're stuck right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It just means that you're in the thick of it of your growth. So definitely keep going, y'all. And that also leads to the point that when you are just venturing out to learn all this information, the losses may feel personal and the wins may feel like a bit of luck. And eventually it can be exhausting. And that's when burnout happens. So my main tip for that is just to push through, because there's no way to be consistently profitable unless you continue to move forward and trade the highest of probability of setups. I know it's super cliche to say it, but y'all, that's really the truth. You just have to push through those struggles. And once you get to that point to where it's like, you know what, I'm winning some trades, but I'm losing some. I'm winning some, I'm losing some. And it's like that battle between the wins and the losses. That's when you really have to determine what type of trader you are. Some people trade momentum, others trade reversals, some are counter trend traders. It really is just depending on what your style is and what your technique will eventually evolve into. So if you feel like you have to switch it up, there's nothing wrong with doing so. But just be very cognizant of the fact that if you do change up your strategy, you should go ahead and make sure that you're back testing anything that you implement into your plan. Because the worst thing that you can do is to adopt a new trading strategy and you haven't tested it over time to make sure that it'll actually work. You never want to put in a whole ton of time into something and then kind of like transgress from what is actually working. Because sometimes you can just make a few small changes and that can make a big difference. So I think y'all see what I'm saying with that. So yeah, y'all, this was just a quick little informal video. But if you do have any struggles, y'all can tell me what's the hardest part of your first 6 months if you're at that stage within your journey. And then if you do need that mentorship or guidance, I will leave a link in the description box below for anyone to check it out. But all in all, y'all, my main message with this video is just to one, provide the motivation, and two, give y'all some way to look at the charts to understand the description, and three, just to provide the value that this is something that anybody can learn. You just have to be consistent with it and stay patient, because trading is a skill that you can master. It just takes some time, but it's well worth it. So yeah, y'all, that'll pretty much do it for this video. If you found any of this information to be helpful, feel free to leave me a comment down below. As always, I thank y'all so much for watching, and of course, I'll see y'all in my next one.